Welcome, everyone, to my very first workshop, From Overwhelm to Clarity, the Four Roots Healing Roadmap. So, gut healing is really overwhelming. That's why I created this workshop. And most people are overwhelmed because there's so much information out there, and most of it's contradictory. And more research equals more overwhelm. You don't need more knowledge, you need to understand how your body heals. So most gut healing approaches use protocols, and they often don't fit your own unique issues. If you've tried diets, tests, or supplements and still feel stuck, it's not your fault. You are like a snowflake. Your body, mind, emotions, and energy are one of a kind. And when you try to squeeze into someone else's plan, it can be hit or miss, and it can leave you confused, disappointed, or discouraged. And in this workshop, I'm not going to give you another generic plan. I'm going to show you how to find a path that matches your unique design. I'm going to connect you to clarity, and that's going to keep you moving forward no matter what. So people often tell me, I've tried everything and nothing works. But usually they've just tried a variation of the same things, like functional medicine, supplements, protocols, without knowing how to fit all the pieces together. So healing feels confusing when you follow a prescribed plan instead of listening to your own body, your own system. So I'm going to help you do that. Listen to yourself, because you need direction, not more information. And your body's designed to heal. So if you're stuck, it's not because you're broken. It's because you have a blind spot, and blind spots, luckily, can be uncovered. So I'm going to introduce you to a system that can help you uncover where you're stuck. So I want to introduce myself first. I'm Angela. I've been a digestive health coach for 13 years. But 26 years ago, I got an irritable bowel syndrome diagnosis. I was diagnosed with IBS, and I was told it was incurable, and I was dismissed. And that loneliness and that suffering and that frustration from that experience became the reason why I do this work to help others. And in my work, I discovered something really important. No one can heal you but you. Only your body can heal itself. What others can do is help you see your blocks to healing and help you remove them, so your body can do what it was designed to do. And everyone has different blocks shaped by their life experiences, their personality. So one-size-fits-all solutions don't work. So I fully healed my IBS, and I use the same principles to overcome later issues like thyroid antibodies, mold illness, long COVID, a tick bite, anxiety, burnout, and even menopause symptoms. So healing is possible. That's why the super healer is the mascot of my website, and I'll show you how to become your own super healer. And I'm not the only one who has healed themselves naturally. My clients have also uncovered their unique root causes and transformed their health. And even though every story is different, they all share one thing in common, and that's empowered healing. So when I started coaching at the age of 40 with not one gray hair in my head, I just wanted to help people. And I used gold standard functional medicine approaches like stool tests, diets, killing protocols, but the results were hit or miss. And I noticed something, that conditions like SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or H. pylori, the bacteria in your stomach, they flare with stress. And clearing them requires more than just killing protocols. Some of my clients even healed these two things through mental and subconscious work alone. And when that happened, it changed my entire view of health. And it laid the foundation for the system that I use today. And the system that I use today is totally holistic. It includes all of you. and I've created after a decade of study and practice. And I don't play doctor or therapist. I help people uncover their own solutions. So, addressing all of you may sound overwhelming, but overwhelm comes from not knowing where to focus. Once you see clearly, you know what to do. And much of it is about getting back to the basics, simplifying. You don't need to do it all. No cutting edge therapies or supplements. We focus on addressing the biggest healing blocks or two that you have. And that block is some form of stress. And we know that stress drives disease. Most experts agree on that. But your biggest stressor could be either mental, emotional, physical, or even energetic. And when we uncover it, you will know how to shift your body back into safety and repair mode. That's where the body heals. We must find safety. And we find it by lifting the heaviest weights from our system. It's like removing sand from gears, and suddenly things run smoothly, and healing just starts to happen just like that. So let's talk about hidden stressors. Stress is not just about deadlines or traffic jams or money worries. Your body also registers stress on many different levels. There's the physical root, the physical level, gut imbalances, low stomach acid, blood sugar swings, toxins, poor sleep. It could be emotionally driven stress like grief, anger, trauma, loneliness stored in the body. And they've done studies on loneliness and showed that it actually raises your inflammation. There could be mental roots of stress like overthinking, doubting, perfectionism, anxiety. That itself can cause the body to stall in healing. And then there's the lesser known energetic root. And there are things like weak boundaries, draining people or environments that leak your energy, feeling disconnected, lacking faith or direction. Stress is not outside you, it's what gets stored inside you. And until you see what's weighing you down, what stressors are weighing you down, healing stays mysterious and, yes, stressful. We can't control the stressors in life. Absolutely not. But what we can do is we can balance them. I want you to think of a scale. On one side are stressors. On the other are supports. Healing happens when supports outweigh or even match the stressors. And this shifts the balance to safety. And we don't need to be perfect. Just tipping the scale towards balance supports healing. So removing one heavy stressor, could be emotional, mental, physical, and adding a few supports can bring more balance. And when you start tipping the scale, it's not all or nothing. It's just about balancing your stress. I want you now to reflect on a recent flare or a tough week of symptoms. What was going on with you? What stressors tipped the scale? And you can pause this video to reflect if that feels right, or we can just keep moving and you can do it afterwards. But the first step to clarity is always reflection. So I always love trees and their grounding energy, so it's a perfect symbol for the healing journey for me. And the symptoms here, they live in the trunk. Bloating, fatigue, anxiety, pain, they're not the root causes. They're signals or the effects of what's happening below ground, below our awareness at the root. And the roots are physical, emotional, mental, and energetic stressors. And when we focus on symptoms, we miss what's feeding them. For example, having a bacterial overgrowth, but not wondering why it is you have it. What are the conditions in your body and your life that have created the perfect soil for growing that condition? And here, what's most important is your awareness and your compassionate self-care. And when we nurture that, your clarity grows. My goal here is not to hand you a single step, but a healing map to identify your unique roots, your unique root causes to your issues that are blocking your healing. So we're going to start with the physical root. Now, this is, of course, a very important root because this is where symptoms show up and where you can make big, profound changes that move the needle. So the foundations here are a whole food diet, steady blood sugar, good working stomach acid, good sleep, enough hydration, the right kind of hydration with minerals, movement, not too much, not too little, and of course rest, which is something that most people are deficient in. This is the foundations. These are the foundations that give your body the safety to heal. And common physical stressors are things like inflammation, toxins, poor sleep, over-exercising, low stomach acid, blood sugar swings. And yes, gut infections are stressors. But again, why is your body such a good host for these infections? Because physical stressors don't exist in isolation. Anxiety lowers stomach acid. Anger burdens the liver and interferes with its ability to clear toxins. Overthinking hijacks digestion, raises cortisol. The physical root is tied to the gut. Healing here is not about restriction or perfection, but nourishment. Slowing down for meals, chewing well, feeling safe around food. If you suspect that this root is the loudest for you, supportive habits do most of the work here in shifting them. But it's important to identify which supporting habits are most important for you. So, some interventions here on the physical root side are simple but powerful, like I said. Nutrition, whole food, steady blood sugar, mindful eating, digestion, making sure that you are processing what you eat, supporting stomach acid, eating without stress, and then the basics, sleep, hydration, movement, rest, all daily medicine that balance your system. And of course, these basics are pretty obvious. You may be doing some of them, not all of them, but everything you do adds up and it matters. And in the Self-Healing Body group coaching program, we investigate the physical stressors through holistic testing and subjective measures, checking in with yourself, tracking. I will talk about that in a few slides, the program in a few slides, but the message here is that basic self-care is the most critical intervention, and many of us don't do it. So if you know what to do, but you are not doing it, perhaps the emotional root could be the cause. So the emotional root is often the most ignored root of healing, but it's one of the most critical. Emotions are not just mental. They're definitely not mental. They're driven by the mind, but they're physical experiences. They live in the body. We carry grief, anger, fear, loneliness, or trauma in our bodies. We've pushed it down because we don't want to feel it. It's too overwhelming. And when they pile up inside us, they keep the nervous system in fight or flight and block repair. Our body never goes into rest and digest. So these repressed emotions can also show up as symptoms like inflammation, fatigue, high cortisol, or actually self-sabotage. This root connects to the liver. So this is not a diagnosis, just a metaphysical relationship, a way to think about our organs. The liver filters toxins for release, just like we filter and release emotions. And the liver is highly affected by emotions like repressed anger. And releasing our emotions lifts stored stress from our system. So, for me personally, loneliness has always been the emotion that made my gut symptoms flare like crazy back when I was sick. And that's when I realized sometimes emotions, not food, are the real drivers of our symptoms. So, emotions are chemical messengers that move through our body and dissolve in about 90 seconds. That's it. If we feel them, they're gone very quickly. When we hold on to emotional states, it's because we are thinking about the circumstances that cause them. This causes mental loops that perpetuate the emotion. It just keeps going in these 90-second loops. And most people escape into their heads, so not to feel these uncomfortable emotions, but actually think about them and analyze them and end up perpetuating them. But we can release these emotions through somatic embodied experience. When you have an emotion, name it, let it move through your body, feeling the physical sensations of it, watching it leave, noticing that after a few minutes, it's gone. You're on to the next experience. And then somatic modalities, body-based modalities like breath work. Breath work is excellent for clearing emotion, stuck emotion in the body. Movement like shaking, dance, stretching, especially in the hips where a lot of emotion is stored. This helps discharge stored emotional energy. So you can release emotions also with subconscious work. Tools like hypnosis, which I use in the self-healing body, are powerful for releasing emotional charge. I've been using emotion for years with my clients. Hypnosis. I've been using hypnosis for years with my clients, and it really moves the needle. And lastly, talking about difficult emotional experiences can also re-trigger them. So care must be taken. But having a compassionate witness that holds space for you to experience, feel, and release your emotions without trying to fix or judge, this is so supportive. Creating a safe space to release it, a supported space to do this processing. So this can be a compassionate friend or a skilled practitioner or the support of a group. When you finally start to move your emotions, your nervous system starts to shift back into regulation, and this could really be a game changer for healing. And I've seen this in action. It's quite miraculous. So the next root is the mental root. The mental root is about how thoughts shape our physiology. Things like overthinking, perfectionism, doubt, or self-criticism, just a normal part of life, right? But it keeps the nervous system on alert and it drains the adrenals. Your thoughts are instructions to your body. So if you're thinking, I'll never heal, this keeps you stuck in survival. This is something I call the nocebo effect, which is the direct opposite of the placebo effect, which is the well-studied effect of healing when you believe you can heal. Even if you get a sugar pill, you think you've got the right medicine, so you heal. The nocebo effect works the opposite. You think you can't heal, your body believes you. This root ties closely to the adrenals. Fear and survival patterns live here. When the mind sends danger signals, the body can't rest, digest, and repair. So working here is not about toxic positivity. That's not the point. It's about breaking stress loops so the body can respond differently. And this one is a big one for most of my clients, and something I actually also had to do a lot of work around myself. So how do you work on the mind? Of course, awareness is step one. What are the stressful thoughts on repeat in your mind? So there's many tools to figure this out. Journaling is one way to reveal the thought loops, or just paying attention to your thoughts, to your mind, noticing them. This is where meditation can come in, be really useful. Again, not something you have to do well or perfectly. It's just the act of observing your mind, your thoughts. It helps you notice your mind patterns and also create distance to them so you don't believe they're reality. And once you become aware of your unsupportive thoughts, then a process called inquiry helps loosen them. And it's simply just inquiring into the thought and asking yourself questions like, is this true? What happens when I believe it? Who would I be without it? And just answering those questions gives you a different perspective, helps you rewrite your story. And that brings me to reframing. Reframing is like writing new instructions for your body. Instead of I'll never heal, you try instead to say, my body knows what to do with the right support. Or just add the word yet to the end of a negative sentence to create more possibility. Like instead of I'm not healing, you say I'm not healing yet. It's coming in the future. So other supports are compassionate self-talk, when your inner critic beats you up, and it happens to all of us. And then limiting negative inputs, news, social media, and spending time with supportive people who reflect your strengths and help you see what you can't see. And of course, physical care here really matters. The mind and the body are intimately connected. So balance blood sugar, rest, movement, stabilize the mind. It's hard not to feel anxious when your blood sugar swings wildly out of control or when you're in a sleep deficit. So lastly, we're going to cover the energetic root. And this is obviously the most mysterious and least understood of the parts of us, the roots of us. It's very subtle, but it's powerful and it affects all of us. And here's the interesting thing about the energetic field around us. Most of us leak energy through weak boundaries or being around draining people or environments or just simply disconnection from ourselves. This takes away our energy to heal. People with energy leaks struggle with tiredness, motivation, faith, direction, intention, self-expression. And this root maps to the thyroid, which reflects our pace, drive, and our voice in the world. And just as the thyroid regulates metabolism, the energetic root governs our vitality, and it's a form of protection. Our energetic field protects us, protects our energy, and it relates to expression of who we are at the core. So closing energetic leaks means strengthening our boundaries, learning to say no, aligning our energy with our intention, and asking, what is it that I really want here? So supports here include grounding, your feet literally on the ground, on the earth, and other grounding practices, spending time in nature, slowing down, or rituals that reconnect you with faith or meaning or other people. This is not about spirituality, though of course it can be a part of it if that feels right. This is about connecting to the life force inside you. This life force is an actual electrical current that can be measured, like the current that lights up a light bulb. And always remember, you probably know this, that energy is contagious. So protect yours, especially if you're an empath or a highly sensitive person like I am. You're always picking up on things that are not yours to carry. So in the self-healing body, I teach you how to release what doesn't belong to you energetically. I use tools like Qigong that help restore energy flow, seal leaks. And for me, Qigong was such a powerful key in recovering from long COVID. It helped me so much. So here's the turning point in healing, in your healing journey. Most people think the answer is to do more protocols, more supplements, stricter diet, more changes. But healing doesn't happen by doing everything. It happens when you focus on what matters most for you. So I created a quiz that brings awareness and helps clarify where to start. I'm going to share a link to that quiz a few slides from now. But one clear step done consistently creates more transformation than 20 scattered efforts. That's why so many people feel stuck. They're trying everything at once, desperately, instead of focusing their energy where it will actually make a difference, targeting in on their issue. What I've seen over and over again in myself and in my clients is that when you find your biggest stressor and you give your body what it truly needs, support, healing finally begins to move. And that's exactly why my program, The Self-Healing Body, is designed to help you identify your loudest root, physical, emotional, mental, or energetic, and create a healing path that fits you. And we do this in a group setting. Because when you bring all the four roots of you together, things finally start to click. That's when clarity replaces overwhelm and then momentum replaces doubt. So, let me tell you about the Self-Healing Body. It's a 3-month group coaching program designed to help you uncover your blind spots and see which root, which stressors are really driving your symptoms. And balance your stress scale so that your body can finally shift into healing. And I can guide you through this because I've spent the last 13 years supporting clients with digestive health, so on the physical root. And along the way, I became a trained hypnotherapist, which allows me to help people release subconscious and emotional blocks. And I've practiced Qigong for 16 years, which gives me a deep sensitivity to energy and understanding how to ground it. And for the past 5 years, I've used inquiry practices to uncover hidden thought patterns that keep us stuck. So I bring my experience across all four roots to help you. And this program follows 4 phases. First, we set the foundation through teaching. Well, I teach and you learn. And then the second phase is the discovery phase. We identify which root needs support first. And from there, we move into root healing, connecting all 4 roots for deeper shifts, focusing on your first root first and bringing the other ones in to support. And finally, we integrate everything into a personalized roadmap that you can carry with you forward with confidence after the program ends. So healing always happens in 3-month cycles. That's why this program is 3 months. And it's designed to walk you through the most crucial first cycle to give you some clarity, focus, and momentum that keeps building long after the 3 months are over, because you're going to understand what you're doing and why. So I also use a powerful objective tool to measure what is going on with you. And this is the same one that I used to heal myself 21 years ago. And it's the hair tissue mineral analysis test. And it's my very favorite functional medicine test because it is holistic. So on the surface, it just measures your mineral levels and the metals in your body, the heavy metals. But really, what it tells us is your body's story, how you've been adapting to stress over time, and it measures what's been going on with your body over the last 3 months. So, for example, a calcium and magnesium imbalance often reflects emotional stress. Or fast oxidation shows that your body is stuck in fight or flight. Being a slow oxidizer mirrors burnout. So HTMA isn't about numbers or minerals even. It's really just a mirror. It also looks at factors like blood sugar, immunity, inflammation, stomach acid, thyroid and adrenal function, hormones, nervous system, and cellular energy. It reveals patterns of resilience and depletion, so we know where to focus first. This is an amazing tool to make the subconscious conscious and bring awareness to what's going on physically, emotionally, and mentally. And we also are going to be using these other tools. We're going to be using home tests, free or low-cost home tests, like stomach acid checks, pulse temperature checks, blood sugar monitoring, stress markers. We're going to track symptoms. We're going to connect to the body's signals and patterns. Subconscious tools like hypnosis, EFT, inquiry work, and energy practices also. These are optional, but Qigong and practices to connect you to your intuition. And one of the biggest blocks to intuition is simply anxiety. The magical part of this program, the secret sauce here, is community. It creates a mirror. When someone else shares their pattern, you often see your own blind spot reflected back to you. That's why healing inside a group feels so different from doing it alone. So it's a combination. The tools, the guidance by me, and the group support, this is what brings it all together. This is what brings clarity. So there's 2 options for joining. And by the way, the program starts October 11th. And the program only is $995 US. But the program and the HTMA test included is $1,295. And this also includes a one-on-one session with me to go over the test. So for international clients, I will guide you to order the HTMA locally, so you would just get the program only. But anyone located in the US, I do suggest that you get the program plus the HTMA. And so both options include the support and the structure of weekly group coaching meetings, the full 4-root system that I'm going to teach you, a private community forum where you can get support whenever you need it, and occasional cooking demos so you know what to make in the kitchen. And there is a payment plan. There's 3 payments of $474. So reach out to me if you're interested in the payment plan. Reach out for details. Who is this for? It's not for everybody. Some people are really just about the quick fix or cookie cutter protocols. If that's you, then this is not the program for you. This program goes a lot deeper. It really teaches you. It teaches you how to fish instead of giving you fish. But this is for you if you want a transformation, not just another plan. If you're ready to take responsibility for your healing. If you're willing to let go of perfectionism and connect to your intuition. And you know deep down that you are the medicine here. And there's some bonuses if you join by October 6th. You'll also receive a 60-minute one-on-one hypnotherapy session with me. Now, we'll be doing this as a group, but one-on-one support is so powerful. You'll also get 1 inquiry session. We'll dive into the mental root and monthly food journal reviews. So this means with the bonuses, you'll be meeting with me about once a month, getting, one-on-one support, checking in, making sure you're on track. And these bonuses cover the subconscious, the mental, and the physical layers. So you're supported at every angle. So if you're ready, you can pause this recording and scan this QR code, and it'll take you to the sales page. And all the details will be there with the payment options, as well as a link to the quiz. And if you need the payment plan, just email me and I can set that up for you. And if you have any questions, please email me at angelapriven@yahoo.com. Or if you follow me on Instagram, Do It Yourself Health, or you should follow me on Instagram, you can always direct message me there and we can chat and you can tell me which route feels the loudest for you. I'd love to know. I'd love to talk about it. And of course, if you're not ready yet, that's okay. It takes a while to get used to a new concept, a new way of doing things. I suggest that you just keep learning, keep taking steps forward, take the quiz, subscribe to my blog. I'll keep talking about this. You'll learn more. Follow me on Instagram, get ongoing guidance. But the most important thing is that you keep taking steps forward. You don't just get stuck and freeze and overwhelm. And here's what I want you to remember. You are always the medicine. Your body always knows how to repair, restore, and rebalance. And when you remove stressors, blind spots, and the patterns that block healing, your body's natural intelligence comes back online. The wellness world complicates healing with endless protocols, but you don't need fixing. You need listening, you need support, you need clarity and space to heal. So thank you very much for being here, for taking this time for yourself to learn a new perspective on healing. And this is a very you-centered approach because the healing path is really a return back to yourself. Every step, physical, mental, emotional, and energetic, reconnects you with your own wisdom. And that's where clarity comes from inside you. So thank you for taking this time. And I would love to see you in the program or support you privately.